This is the Wacka 2D stage template. So if you download this and play it, you will get all of this. You can see the background. This is our completely custom stage, and we just made it! Oh my god, it didn't even crash. First try, baby! It's animated. It's working. All the collisions. This is actually not really that bad of a stage. Even kind of looks cool. I kind of thought the pixel of the four. Hello, and welcome to a Brawl modding tutorial. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at another package I've created that you can download and start from as a template to create a new stage. We're going to be going through the whole process, and as you'll see with the template, it is very fast. You'll be able to create your own stage within the length of this video. The stage we're making is going to be a 2D stage, so all you really need to do is find some cool pictures and then follow along. We're also going to be taking a look at some new software, specifically BrawlCrate, so if you've been wondering, hey Wacka, why are you so old and still using BrawlBox, well, we'll talk about that when we get to it, but we will be getting BrawlCrate in this video as well. I hope you enjoy, and I hope to see some of your custom creations. So let's get into the download. The first download you're gonna need is from my Discord server, which I welcome you to. I'd love to see you join and share your experiences modding Brawl. We have some channels here. You can talk about the tutorials and suggest tutorials. And you can talk about my antics in the games that I've been playing. Down here, there are some links to the videos, so you can find them there if you want to see some other videos on modding. And under resources, I have been adding files into here that are useful for my tutorials and will help you to get into Brawl modding. I've just added this download here for the Wacka 2D stage template. So we're going to download this just like that. Now, just because some people have been having trouble with this, I want to go over it again. You need the Wacka Brawl ULNSK, and to get that, all you have to do is download all three of these, like this. Don't worry. Or, I mean, honestly, if you're worried, then that's fine. You don't have to download it. But unfortunately, then you won't be able to use this file. You can make this file yourself by following my other tutorial. This is just put together for you so you can get into it, and it's all set up, so it's nice. But it's not necessary. I mean, you could just make it yourself and then use the stage template. But between these two things, you can get right into it right away. So let's take a look at those files here. We have the 2D stage template, which is a pack. We don't need to do anything with that. It's ready to go. These are the ULNSK file. You need to select all of them, right-click, extract here. Once you've done this, you'll get a folder called the Dolphin Brawl Wacka ULNSK. You can open this up, and there will be a Dolphin folder. And as long as all of these things are here when you look at it, you should have extracted it successfully. So you can follow my previous video on how to get this, where I explain it more in detail. But just to again show that, because that will help you with the stage, that's how to do that. We're going to drag our template onto the desktop. And we're going to put it over here. And now I wanted to show something because I found it kind of funny. On my old video from 15 years ago on creating 2D stages, I have in the description a link to a template that exists on Mediafire, and this link still works. You can download this, and it will work. I recommend using my new template on my Discord because it is improved, and we'll take a look at how. But otherwise, if you want more information on stages and creating 2D stages, this tutorial is still completely valid. So you could watch this if you'd like. It'll be in the description. And just for fun, because I've always wanted to do a reaction video, we're gonna watch my own video really quick. This is the stage I made as the example where I put a can of Coke on top of a big Smash Bros. Brawl graphic, just to show a really simple example of a stage and a background. In the template we're going to be looking at, it has an extra element added, and it's also easier to understand where you need to place the images. Now, just to show immediately, we're going to use the stage in our game and see what that looks like by default. So to do that, all you'd have to do, download the ULNSK from my Discord, and then download the stage, and then you're going to open this up, go user, load, BSD, private, Wii, app, RSBE, PF, stage, melee, copy this in here, and we're going to rename this, because it is a final destination stage, to STG final.pack, just like that. Once we've done that, we're going to go back to our Dolphin and run it, because we need to pack the SD card back up. No, thank you. I'm going to pack. It's fine, thank you. Go away now. Thank you. I'm going to hit yes. Just hit the pack because we added something. We need to repack it. And now we're going to be taking a look at running the game inside of Gecko. And you launch the game. And we'll hit full screen for this. And we'll just take a look at what the template looks like if you just plug it in, so you can understand within the game what we're going to be working with. I mean, you could play on this stage if you wanted. It works. I don't think it's the best stage ever, but it's definitely a stage. Of course, I've added some other things to my game, such as my awesome intro. Damn, that's a lot of characters. Which still kind of makes me chuckle every time I hear it. So we're going to put Cheek in there. And we're going to do some multi-man brawl, because that's always more fun. And you're going to choose Final Destination, because that's the stage we overwrote. Oh, 534 is freaking out for some reason. But that's alright. Take a look at this. This is the Wacka 2D stage template. So if you download this and play it, you will get all of this. You can see the background image. On it, the blue borders are basically something you'll never see within the game because the camera never goes that far. So keep your image within that. And then the green checkerboard is the platform, which is separated, and the bottom can be your stage. And you can make these any images you want. I tried to make the reference images a little bit better. Like, you can see the squares and the size of them. It's a little bit easier to understand, like, the level of detail in your texture compared to a character at a glance. So, like here you can see Sheik is, you know, she's like 4 squares wide. So if you want, like, your texture to have the right amount of detail, that helps out a lot. And their placements are good. So we're going to get out of this now. And that's what it would be if you just downloaded it and threw it right into your SD. It would be totally good to go. Now we get into the downloading for everyone's new favorite Brawl modding software, BrawlCrate. All you gotta do is type in BrawlCrate and latest, and that should be good enough. Over here, you'll see one that says releases, and you're going to use the one from GitHub. I'll have a link to this in the description as well, so don't worry about it. But if you want to find it, or like, you know, in the future, that's how you find it. Here, you can see latest version. That's awesome. And I am not an expert with GitHub, so sometimes I find it kind of hard to figure out how to download stuff or what you need to click, and sometimes there's extra files. So don't worry about any of this. You don't need to get into it. This top one, the BrawlCrate blah blah blah.exe, just click on this, and that will download, and that's the only file you need. So don't get overwhelmed, because sometimes there's like extra information and stuff. We're not that kind of nerd. We just like to mod Brawl. So once that's downloaded, we have that over here. You can see that's the stage template from my 15-year-old video. Look at this awesome file date. Oh, well, I guess it updated when I downloaded it. That's fine. On this one, all you have to do is double-click it to start, but I recommend adding a folder first because it'll throw the files everywhere. So make yourself a BrawlCrate folder, and then double-click on this guy. It will give you an update or a prompt that says it's a self-extracting archive. That basically means it's like a zip file that takes care of itself. That's great. We're going to choose our BrawlCrate folder and hit extract. That'll take a second. Then inside of here, you'll have a bunch of stuff. Awesome. Take this bad boy, drag it your desktop. Boom. We're done with all downloads now. Except for like when we need pictures, but we'll get to that. So, for the time being, Brawlbox, we salute you, and we will put you in the moon so you can live within stars. And then BrawlCrate is going to be our new boy for the time being. Now, we shall use BrawlCrate to take a look at what's in the file. All you need to do is run the BrawlCrate one here, and it will open a window that looks nothing like Brawlbox at all. What are you talking about? So, what is BrawlCrate? I'll just explain it really quick for people who might be confused that they're different things. BrawlCrate came from Brawlbox. It's a fork extension of Brawlbox. It kind of went in a different path and continuation. So don't be confused when you watch my old videos and I'm working in Brawlbox. You can do all of that stuff in BrawlCrate. It looks the same and you can probably follow along. Of course, the newest BrawlCrate is, it added a lot of stuff and that's awesome. But again, for a lot of things, you can just use Brawlbox, so don't get confused by that. A lot of my old tutorials are still pretty valid. We're going to go to the desktop and find our Wacka 2D stage template. I'm going to open that. You can make this a little bit bigger. Inside of here, there's some ARC files. We only really need to worry about the ARC 2. All the stuff we're going to be dealing with is in here. Model Data 1 has the background to the stage. So if you expand this and click on the background, you can see that image that was in the background there. We're not really going to be touching that too much, so don't worry about it. And collapse Model Data 1. Pretty much everything is in Model Data 2. We have the stage itself, you can see here, and the platform. And also its animations and other things, as we'll get to. The textures for these things don't live within the model data. Textures for things live within texture data files. That's usually down near the bottom, not the absolute bottom, but like model data is usually at the top, and texture data is usually near the bottom. Inside of here, you'll have texture. You can see that there are 3 textures. They have weird names, but don't worry about it. This is the background, this is the stage, and this is the platform. When you replace a texture, you're going to right-click, replace, and choose a file, and it will put it in there. We'll get to that. That's basically the gist of it. What we can take a look at within the model data is a quick preview of what we're looking at. So if you right-click on the BRRES, just the top-level model data, and hit Preview All Models, we'll expand these things over here. You can zoom out, and you can see the stage. And you might be thinking, hey, where's the background? Well, the background isn't in model data 1. The background is in the background isn't in model data. It's not in model data 2. The background is in model data 1. So when you preview a package, you'll only see the things that are within it, which is quite useful. If you want to see everything, I do believe you can go up to the arc and preview all models. Now we'll have the background and that. So depending on what you want to do, it might be useful or not useful to have everything or not. You can see the stage spawn positions as well in the all view from what we looked at, and that's kind of nice. But you can take a look at this, and that's what it looks like and how we'll be editing it. We'll just collapse all of this up. Alright, we're done with BrawlCrate for the time being, so minimize it. And this part of the video, I just wanted to have a little fun, so bear with me. Basically, we're just going to be finding images that we'll use to make the stage. So if you're following along, think about some things that you think would be cool, and go find some pictures of it off Google Images or something. But for me, because I'm crazy, we're going to try making the forbidden art. It's taboo, but like not the boss, in like, you know, the shouldn't be done way. What am I talking about? AI brawl hacking. Alright, so because of this, we have to ask it a very important question first. What YouTube channel is the best for learning how to mod Super Smash Bros. Brawl? Let's see if this AI knows its stuff. Yeah, that's right. Number 1, baby. That's how it should be. Gemini knows me. Kind of a big deal. Alright, so we're going to get into some images. Again, you can just find your own off of Google or whatever, so I'm going to be doing a lot of pausing and playing. But what I've found is if you want to do something dumb like AI with me, make a background first. So render me an image of a starry night sky with a high-tech city in the mid-ground. Alright, we can work with this. That's good enough. So we'll download it. Kind of cool. It'll be kind of weird that nothing moves. Sometimes I don't like it when... Actually, yeah, let's ask it, remove all the spaceships. Yeah, okay. That's better. So we'll download this one. Now we want to make the main stage, and then we'll make the platform. So let's go with render me a new image of a 2D side-scrolling video game level based on maybe N64 graphics. Okay, well this is terrible. Let's say remove all characters. Alright, well that's something at least. Now let's tell it to take exactly that and make it a floating, flying island in the clouds. Usually that does a pretty good job of making it, you know, kind of like a Smash Bros. Stage. Alright, and here it is. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. Yeah, you know what? I like it. That's great. We're gonna download that. And now we need a platform. So we'll use this so that it, you know, kind of looks the same. How about we just ask it to remove all the water and add a flat roof. Wow! Wow! Oh man, I almost just want to use this for the normal stage. You know what, let's try it. Let's say cut the bottom so it's flat on the bottom too. What? That's not really a flat bottom. It needs a platform in the center. Alright, let's see what it did. Hey, that's pretty good. It's a little low contrast, but that's going to be great. We'll just download that. And now we have our images. Wonderful. So again, you can make your images however you want, but I thought this would be kind of funny to make it with AI. Why not? You can have some fun sometimes. Now let's take a look at those bags over here. We're going to go look at our files. And we're going to drag our files over here. And I kept the one with the little waterfall because I think I'm going to add it into the other one, and we'll use the flat one. So now we're going to need to edit our images so that they'll actually be, fitting for what we're working with. And what I like to do is, the background doesn't matter as much because it's a solid image. But for these two, you're going to want to export them first. So right-click, export to your desktop. That's fine. Keep it messy for now. We'll export this one as well. This will just help you get like the placements of it, because if you want to stick to roughly how it works, like in the game template, then, just put it kind of close and you already know where stuff will be. You have those files over here. Now, we'll need to open some kind of photo editing software. I'm going to be using GIMP in this video, but this video is not to teach people how to use GIMP, so I'll be cutting around quite a bit once I explain what we're doing. Go to the desktop, and we can open platform A, and then we can open here, ASF tank. Again, we don't really need the back. So here we have that. We need to open up the files we're going to be using for the main stage. For me, I'm going to be using this flat one. And I'm also, just because I thought it looked actually kind of nice, I'm going to just try to add in this waterfall. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this stage out and use only the parts of it I want so that everything in the background is a clean alpha. And once I've done that, I'll be back with you. Alright, so I got this guy cut out. I'm just going to add my happy little waterfall, and then we'll move on. Alright, well, this is pretty great. I actually liked how this turned out quite a bit. I added in these little boxes as well. Yeah, why not? So this is good enough. We can file and save this however you want. Just throw it on the desktop. Maybe replacement stage. Sure. Now we're going to be working on the platform, and I said we should have this open for placement reasons, but then I just pushed this down as far as possible because I wanted there's a lot below the stage. But if you could just go over here and copy the reference, and again in whatever program you're using. But if that's where the stage is set up in the template, so you can see it's a little higher, but yeah, that's within reason. No, not too bad. So now we're going to open the platform, which was this guy here. And I'm just going to cut, I'm just going to cut this out, and we'll continue. Alright, that's looking pretty good. So now we are going to actually copy our platform, so we can check this position, because it'll just be a little bit easier to start off with. Place this guy in here. And we can move this, so it's, roughly the height of it. That's fine, we can always move it later, but you gotta put it somewhere. So now we can save this guy off. Name this platform replace. Spelling doesn't really matter. We're gonna delete these files pretty soon anyway. And then we are done with assembling and putting our images together. So where's We have our replacement stage and our replacement platform. Now we need to go back into BrawlCrate. In BrawlCrate, you're going to simply, the background, right-click, replace. I'm going to choose, which one is it? We should rename this background, place, just so it's easier to find. If you're using the AI thing, it's named really dumb. So replace, background replace. It looks awesome. Now hold up. You gotta be careful about some things. Even though BrawlCrate will put everything all good, if I've had it that it puts in the wrong dimensions. So you should actually take a look at whatever you're replacing. See, this image is a 1K image. Make sure that the image you're replacing into it is also 1K. If you put a 2K image into here, it would probably crash. And by probably, I mean, it will probably crash. But here you can see this is 1K as well. So just keep an eye on that. It's usually fine. A lot of stuff in Brawl is 1K, so you can always check in BrawlCrate. This is the stage. We'll open this. That's wonderful. And this is the platform. This guy here. And that's pretty cool. So we have all this replaced. What you could do now, right-click up on this ARC file, hit Preview All Models. And zoom out. You expand these things over here. You can turn off some of the visibility on things, but overall you get the gist of it with yeah, boundary's good. Those are the collisions, but this looks like a pretty cool stage, you know. Obviously the background doesn't really make sense, but I mean, so if you make something, you can make it make more sense than me. That's fine. With that replaced in here, what we're gonna want to do is like place the models in 3D space so that they'll be where we want them in the game. So that's going to be our first step. So for this, you probably just want to right click on the model data too and hit preview all models. Like I said earlier, this means that we'll only have these two things visible, and for what we're doing right now, that's pretty useful. Although you can see, I mean, that's not that bad already, and that's why I made the template. So maybe I want this, you know what, actually, I kind of like it. Why not? I mean, again, you could move stuff around. The important thing to note within this window is that up here, there is a target model. So because we were looking at the model 2, we can see here there's the stage and the platform, but the background isn't here. So under target model, it lists everything within this scene. We want to make sure we have platform A selected. And then on this right panel over here is all the bones. Don't worry that they're named weird. It doesn't matter. The one at the top is the parent or the topmost bone. So for simple things like a stage, just keep all of your animation on the top. Over here, this is the animation panel. It will list animations within the file that you're working in, and it will distinguish them between within this group and outside. So you can see the name here is space. That's referring to the model data 1 because it is the background. All of the animations within model data 2 are in here. So don't touch it. If it says not in, don't touch it. Just touch the ones up here. If you click off, this goes into the default state. You can tell this by going down here to the bottom, and this is actually the animation editor. It has a time scrubber, and you can see the frames here is 0 out of 0, and everything is grayed out, basically. You can type into here, and this sets the basic position by default for whatever it is. So again, make sure you have the top bone selected, and the target model is what you want. It's worth double checking before you do stuff because it is much more of a pain to remove things than it is to just do it properly the first time. If I sound frustrated, you can guess why. Oops. So you see, I moved it up, I moved it down. If you wanted it to be up here, great. That's its default pose. We'll just keep it where it is, but you can set whatever you want, and that'll be fine. Now, when you click up here, it will have an animation, and it'll just have a keyframe on the first frame, and that is, if you notice the values, the same values as the default. It's possible for those two things to be different numbers, but it's kind of easier to work with if frame 1 of your animation matches your default state. It's just easier to work with. That's not a rule, but like, that's what I do. If you wanted to give it an animation, we'll cover that later. But for now, let's assume you have grabbed your platform and your stage, grabbed the topmost bone, in default space, positioned it using the translation to where you'd like it, and then used the same values on frame 1. If you've done that, and then the two things are where you'd like them, great, we can move on. Now, we need to edit the collision. We have the model data 2 that we've played with. Down here, collision data. You might notice there's only one collision data thing, but there's lots of model data things. Usually there's only one collision data thing. Inside of it is collision objects. That's usually how it works. So don't, like, you know, that's from my experience. You can right-click on collision data, and we're just going to hit preview edit. This will show you something similar to when we look at everything all together, but it doesn't have the spawning locations and stuff like that. But maybe you could turn that off. It doesn't matter, because the first thing we'd like to look at in this window is up here, there is perspective modes, and I'd like you to set it to orthographic, because this will remove distortion from the camera that's looking at it, and that's perfect for a 2D state. So, we can see these boxes do not align with our stuff, although this one's pretty close. We have some complicated shapes, and we'll need to do some adjustments in order to make it work. We'll go through the window first. Up here is stuff that you can, like, toggle the visibility if you want. If you find it, like, let's say you're working with something that's really blue, like, you know, this line is blue, and it's kind of hard to see. It'd be easier if we turned the background off. You can turn off other stuff if you want. You can turn off the Pokemon trainer. He's not there, but it doesn't matter. Down here, you have your collision objects. 2 is the platform. 1 is the stage. And we'll be working with that for now. I'll show you later how to add more and edit these. First, let's set up the platform. Now, I've included the platform as a closed box shape, but a lot of times platforms are just like you know, on like the Donkey Kong level, there's the wooden platforms you can fall through. That's not a closed shape, that's just the top shape. On any collision object, you can click on the face or edge, and over in the bottom left corner, it will then show you its parameters. The most important is what kind of thing is it? Is it a floor, ceiling, or wall? The material changes the sound effect of characters running upon it, and I can't remember if it actually changes other stuff, but maybe. Because you can set it's like ice, but it at least changes the sound. Collision objects, you want to turn on everything, unless you had a more advanced reason. And then some of the flags are useful, like fall through, which is what I was saying about the platform, how you can press down. You wouldn't want to press down and fall through the stage. That's not good, so you'd have it off. Then there's ledges. So over here, on this collision object, a character could hang from this because this would be marked as a left ledge, and over here, this would be marked as a right ledge. You would toggle those on. If you don't want a wall, such as this, sometimes it can be hard to click. You can just zoom in if you want, makes it easier. And also, I found if you click in the middle, it clicks it a bit better. If you try to click it at the end, sometimes it's really hard. Try to get the middle. here's a left wall, and if I didn't want people to be able to wall jump, you would just turn on no wall jump, and then you can't. So check out the flags and see if there's cool stuff that you'd like to use. For now, what I'm going to do is position this around my stage. And for me, actually, this is quite simple, which is nice. I'll just line it up something like that, maybe? And then I'll line this one up something like that. So, because I was freehanding that, I'm going to want to make sure it's nice and flat. You know, we're professionals here. So select all of the top, like this. And up here, you can hit align X or Y. In this case, we want Y. Now all of those points will be the same height, and that makes a nice top side of the stage. That's nice. I will have to go in here and adjust this. So I was actually thinking I kind of wanted this to be like that, and then maybe the characters could kind of go behind this bush a little bit. Anything that's outside of your collision, characters that you make with my template will be behind it. So it kind of gives like a cool hiding behind the grass feel. So I thought this would be kind of a fun little thing. We ran out! Oh no! What did we do? Well, first, over here, grab collision object 1, just to be safe. And then you can click on the point. See, I got the point selected. It doesn't have data like the other one, other than transformation data, but we can just drag that, so that's fine. With it selected, you're going to hold Alt on your keyboard, and then you can click. Boop! That will create a new object there, and it will have that point selected as well. So now you can just kind of really quickly go boop, 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 and see here, I thought this would be really cool, because you can go behind the rainbow. So that would be kind of cool. And you can go through, and let's just say it kind of ends in this, perhaps. And we're just going to go and meet back up with... Don't add too many collisions, because you'll have to set them up later, so, you know, be as detailed as you feel like being, but don't worry about it too much. Doesn't have to be like completely perfect, and in fact a lot of times if it's more simplified it actually works better in the game. So like just try to make it simple, it helps a lot. We've reached the end. We're going to select both once again. Up here we're going to merge. Boom, it's a closed shape now. It's wonderful. Let's just put this over here. Now what we're going to need to do is select all of the faces and make sure they're what we want them to be. So this is a right ledge, and it should be a floor. Floor, everything, right ledge. Great. You're using the template. It's working! This should be a right wall. Now is where we're going to have to set it up. What is this? Well, we should probably make this a ceiling, right? Try to grab this. It can be hard to grab things. Oh my god. Usually it's not this far. There we go. So that should be a ceiling. And that's great. And now this would be a ceiling, and maybe you could make a couple of these like walls that you could wall jump off, so if somebody likes Lucario and they could be like a total badass and climb behind the rainbow. Sure, why not? But you're going to have to go through every single one and make sure it's the one that you want. Make sure you select, let's do a right wall, collide with everything. And once I go through and I add all of that for every single one on our platform, we'll continue on, or sorry, on the stage, we'll continue on with the platform. All right, I got it all done. So just a reminder, we can go through and clean some stuff up. I'm going to select the edges and hit align X. Nice and straight. Hit the top, hit align Y, nice and straight, and hit the edge and hit align X. Wonderful. Now we've got that all set up. Now we're going to set up this platform. As an example, I'm going to make this platform so that you can fall through it. If it was a closed shape, like, you know, probably what this would be, You could, of course, just... Actually, 2 dots here. So you can have a ledge. You could do something, you know, like that, and just really quickly block it in. Very similar to the platform. But let's say we really want to mess with this and have it be, you know, maybe you have a more traditional platform in your level. Well, some things that you can do are, you can select the bottom one. Actually, we can select all of this, and we can delete it. Because that's safe to do. We can always add them back in later, like we saw by alt-clicking. So just delete the bottom off of it. And now this has, this one here is a left ledge, then we have a center piece, then we have a right ledge. So you could, again, just do something fairly simple like this. Maybe have it a little bit off to give a bit more space. And something like that. And then you would, of course, want these to be a fall through so that when people are standing on it, they can fall through it. It's kind of weird for a platform to be grabbable, but I mean, I guess it's not that weird. And maybe that could make some cool moves. Plus, with how high it is, it'd probably be good for some characters so they can get up there a bit easier. But again, you can design whatever kind of thing you'd like. You could even maybe have a new collision data. Like, let's say the image of platforms that you add isn't just a singular thing. Maybe you have, like, you know, like WarioWare, where you have 4 platforms. Okay, well, what if you want some more? Well, in this case, because this is collision object 2, definitely make sure you have that selected first. Now, if you have nothing selected, you can Alt or hold Alt on your keyboard, click and drag, and this will make a new piece that isn't connected to the original. So you could make more platforms around the level if you want it. Again, just make sure to set up the stats on it, because it's none right now, so it's kind of hard to see. I don't have any extras, but you can create more this way. Some other things you can do that might be useful is if you have a face selected like this, if you hold Alt and click, you'll break the face in half. And sometimes that's useful. It's a thing you can do. Now, once you've got your platform set up, I don't need that, so I'm just going to delete that. We have our collisions for this and our collisions for that. You don't need to save this. It's already like automatically saving as you adjust, so be careful. We're done with this for now. You can close this up. If that's all you want to do, and you just want to play on this stage that you've made, that's all you have to do. So let's file, save as. We're going to go into our ULNSK, and we can just save right into the folder. Of course, if you're working on something, you probably want to have your own folder to make sure. But I'm fairly confident in what I'm doing. We'll go stage, melee, and I'm just going to overwrite final. But again, you can save it wherever, and then just put it in your SD card as stagefinal.pack. Save, we're going to overwrite it, and that's great. So now, let's take a look at our sweet new... we got to pack the SD. Take a look at our sweet new stage. This is a brand new stage. No one has ever seen it. It is completely original. And I would love to see your completely original stages. If you join my Discord, you can post them in the image board or share them there. It would be really awesome to see some 2D stages that you guys made. So have some fun with it. Find some images or whatever you'd like, and set up the collisions, and you're good to go. Of course, as every modder knows, before you actually run it, there is some anxiety, because what if it doesn't work and I made a mistake? And that would be really awkward for this video. That's a lot of characters. That is a lot of characters. I'm just getting my headphones on. Alright, let's throw down with some... It's Mario. Yoshi, I'm not even sure. We'll get some 3-player Brawl, why not? We replace Final Destination and the Moment of Truth. This is our completely custom stage, and we just made it! Oh my god, it didn't even crash. First try, baby! And this is pretty cool. Take a look at it. Oh, jigs, that hurts. Wow! Actually, you know what? This turned out way better than I thought it was going to. Because you can see the Gemini logo in the corner. It's the first ever Brawl AI stage. That's right, it's sacrilegious. It's downright dirty, but we did it. And if you want, you can follow my videos and learn how to do it too. This stage is fully functional. Remember we made this a platform so I can press down through it? I just chose to do that, you don't have to. Got the edges. You can check over here that these edges work. And you can go under the stage and die. That's a pretty good assist trophy for this level, I think. But yeah, if you just want to have a stage, no animations or whatever, Lex out of this, and that's basically all you need to do. So I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to be getting into, really quickly, adding an animation to the stage, if you're interested in doing that. So open up your BrawlCrate again. Alright, so this part of the tutorial I would describe as advanced, so I'm going to be going through it a little bit faster. If it's too fast, you can definitely watch some of my older tutorials or ask me questions in the Discord. Maybe some other people from the community can help. But let's get into it, because we're going to add an animation to our platform. For this, I'm going to want to see both of them at the same time, because it'll help. I'll pop this over like so. Over here, we're going to make sure our target model is platform A. We're going to make sure our bone is the top bone. We're going to open this a little bit more. I'm going to click on stage. That's wonderful. And we're on frame 1. So you can make the animation whatever you want. Remember, usually it's a pan left to right. If you want, in this window, it doesn't have the orthogonal view up here. You have to go View, Viewport, Projection. Oh, we're already in ortho. That's great. If you're not, you can go into that. For my stage, I maybe want it to go up and down, but for yours, usually they go left to right, like Smashville. So we're going to select, again, top bone, the animation. Frame 1's good, because we're only going to be dealing with translation. Go to frame 1000. Nice number. And let's set the translation to 40. Yeah, it could even be lower. Let's do 25. Yeah, you know what? Let's do 20. Okay, great. Now let's go to frame 2000. That's 3000. 2000. And we can set this back to 60, I think it was. If you want to jump back to the beginning, on the play bar down here, you can hit this one. It'll take you back to frame 1. You can see it was 60. That's great. The 1000 is 20. 2000 is 60. 3000 will be 20. And it seems like we have an animation on one of the keys somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where the where that key is. It's kind of odd, but that's okay. Let's just keep doing it. 260 and 5000. We'll do 20. Yeah, that should be fine. And now, if you go back to the beginning, you can click on the animation and you can hit play. And you'll see the stage is moving. Going down. It'll come back up. It'll probably be faster, but I mean, whatever. Once you're happy with it, it's going left, it's going right, whatever. Notice that even on first frame, it's still in the same spot. This will be handy for the next step, because we're going to make sure that the collision follows this. So now with this done, we can close that up and go back to the collision data. We're going to preview this, and we need to hit orthogonal and make sure we have collision object 2 selected. for the platform. Now this polygon, or this panel up here, becomes important again because we want to select platform A, and then here's the model, and when you expand it, here are the bones. We recognize this. We want to have it parented to the topmost bone. So you need to have both selected, then you go down here. Here's model and bone. Nothing's there. Hit plus. Something there? Awesome. Uh-oh. Why is it up here? Don't worry about it. Just put it back. And it will be fine. And we could probably make this flat if we wanted to. Fun Y. Nice. And now, you can see it's parented. So, if we go back and just really quickly, we play this, right? It's moving down, and because we parented the collision to it, it's going to follow that bone, and it will stay in the same spot as it moves. Or at least that's the dream. Let's see if we have successfully done it. File, save as. I'm going to... Yeah, sure, I can just save over this. That's saved. We need to go back into Dolph. Options, configuration, already on the Wii. Hack it. Give it a second. And we're going to jump back in to Gecko. Here we go. A lot of stages, if you want moving platforms, you know, they're probably going to go up and down or left and right. That's a pretty simple, like, X or Y translation. So, if you want to get more crazy with it, maybe we could take a look at that in future videos, such as, like, rotating collisions that have an offset, like an offset center of gravity, like a pendulum. You could take a look at that. But for now, we'll just keep it simple with, you know, some translations. Goddamn, that's a lot of characters. Goddamn, that's a lot of characters. Let's throw in some Sonic the Hedgehog. We all love him. And I don't want to be normal Sonic. I like the one Sonic that looks like normal Sonic, but he's a little bit different. Yeah, that one. And here we have our animated stage. Oh my god, it worked. Oh, that's 2 first tries in a row. Let's go. So now, check this out. Sonic's up here. You can fall through it. It's animated. It's working. All the collisions. This is actually not really that bad of a stage. Even kind of looks cool. I kind of thought the pixel of the foreground against the, you know, more photo digital art background would look weird, but not actually scary. Not too bad. Boing. And you can play on this stage, you can make stages, you could have all sorts of fun on any kind of stage that you can imagine. And if you set it up this way, oh, Starry's an awesome Pokemon. Let's shoutouts for Starry. Again, I mean, it's something you can do. You can make whatever kind of backgrounds you want. So I hope you enjoyed this, and by using my template, you'll be able to create a stage with a platform or multiple platforms and have them animated if you so chose. So I'd love to see you make something. We're going to X out of this. And we can get rid of Dolphin for now, because we're done. We made a stage. We animated a stage with custom collisions, and it's in the game. Tested, it works. We don't need these images anymore because they are inside of our pack file. So if we wanted, we could just extract it from there. So you can get rid of those. And then all you need is your Wacka 2D stage template, and you too can be up making a stage within minutes. Please, if you do so, I would love to see a screenshot of it. Throw a screenshot on the Discord. I got this awesome Discord. You could be in it. I have the modding files section here, which again has the 2D stage template and the ULNSK. But if you want, throw a picture in the image board. Like this guy, he put a picture. This is a stage I did when I was practicing for this video. I'm gonna post this stage. It's not very good, to be honest. It's not the worst stage ever, but just as an example, I'm gonna also post this stage in the modding files as another example, and I will also post the finished animated stage that we just made inside of here as well. Check the description for a join link, and let's make some cool stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you get into Brawl modding and get passionate about it again, because there's a lot of really cool stuff we can do. We're going to learn the basics, and we're going to have fun with it, and then we can get into the complicated stuff and really take it way past my old video. So throw a subscription down, smash that button if you don't mind. Join my Discord, and I hope to hear from you. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.